Hey folks, greetings from Wisconsin to wherever you may be tonight. I thought I'd do a very short Monday night live stream here this August 2nd. So tomorrow, August 3rd, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, there is a Senate Judiciary hearing where they'll be debating bankruptcy and student loans. The Senate has not debated this since 2012, so this is a long time coming, and things have changed a lot since 2012, let me tell you. Now, nobody wants to file for bankruptcy, folks. It's a terrible thing to have to do. But the Founding Fathers felt that bankruptcy was so important that they called for it in the Constitution. Not the Bill of Rights, the body of the Constitution. And they called for it ahead of the power to raise an army and declare war. You know, the Founding Fathers themselves, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, many others, flirted with debtor's prison. Some even went to debtor's prison under onerous debt to British banks and merchants. So the Founding Fathers had some wisdom when they called for uniform bankruptcy protections. So today, student loans are the only type of loan in our nation's history to be uniquely stripped of this constitutional protection. This right has got to be returned to all student loans. These hearings tomorrow are just exceptionally important. What we have going for us this time that we didn't have going in 2012. First of all, the problem is just much worse. We owed maybe $1 trillion 2012. Today we're flirting with $2 trillion when you include a lot of the interest and other stuff that's not accounted in the official figure. But more than that, even before this pandemic, 80% of all borrowers, 80%, 4 out of 5, were never going to be able to repay their loans. We were looking at a default rate of something like 75%. And what's more, on this particular Senate Judiciary Committee, on the Republican side, where we find most of our opposition, 6 of the 9, I think, members come from states where the people of those states owe more in student loan debt than the entire state budget. So student loan debt in 6 of the 9 states of the Senate Judiciary Republican members, student debt exceeds their entire state budget. So this is states like Texas, with 2 sitting senators on the committee, Illinois, well, that's the Democratic side, but on the Republican side, Missouri, Josh Hawley, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn. So, folks, I've got very good reason to believe that things are going to be different this time. Remember also, bankruptcy is a terrible thing to have to do, but we've got to have the power back on our side to make everything fair, number one. But number two, bankruptcy is probably a necessary precondition for any meaningful loan cancellation that we might see down the road. As it stands now, the loan cancellation that's being bandied about, this up to $50,000, guys, that could mean anything. Up to $50,000 is like some kind of a salesman term of art or something. Up to $50,000 could mean anything, and if the Department of Education has anything to say about it, it will mean nothing. And without the threat of bankruptcy back on our side, they will be free to bureaucratize any loan cancellation system that might be put upon them by the president or others to death. You know, that's what the Department of Education, particularly unelected, unappointed bureaucrats, that's really where the nastiness is. They will do everything they can to not cancel loans. But in the threat of bankruptcy, with the threat of bankruptcy back on our side, that all changes. So suffice it to say, these hearings tomorrow are just exceptionally important. If you look up and down on this group, we need your actions, like tonight even. We are doing a Twitter frenzy tonight. Look up and down on this Facebook group and you will see a thing saying Twitter frenzy or something. Do those things. We need to retweet a bunch of tweets to the Republican senators on the Judiciary Committee. We also need to retweet a bunch of tweets put out by the Senate Judiciary Committee. These are all of our members. And by the way, thank you to everybody who submitted your story. They are all being used by the Senate Judiciary Committee. Look up and down on the Senate Judiciary Twitter page. It's somewhere on this group. You can see it. Retweet all those tweets that they sent. Those are our people. Thank you. I want to give a special thanks to Diane in Georgia, who is going to be testifying tomorrow. Again, one of our own. I don't want to say too much here. There's some pretty nasty people testifying for the other side. Beth Akers is just I'm sorry, but she is just a vile, shameless defender of this big government lending scam. She has always been that way. She is that way now. And I have no doubts that tomorrow she will continue to be that way. So, and there's another guy, he's not going to be good. So it's very important, guys. We've got to put our thumbs on the scale on this one. We've got to push very hard, as if our student loans depended on it. Whether you would ever or never file for bankruptcy, that's not what's important. Bankruptcy is just a critical, necessary, essential thing that we have got to have back if anything else is good is going to happen for us. So, believe me, folks, we've been doing this for 16 years, and let's not make it 17, shall we? Let's get this problem done. Treat this as if your student loans depended on it, because they do. And be creative. Don't just do the things that we suggest. Do more than that. Be creative, be clever, come up with something. There are many ways to get our message very strongly to the members of the Senate Judiciary Committee that need to see it, but even Congress more generally. So come on, guys. You've been living with these loans for how many years? I think you can figure something out and really make a difference. We are now in the John Connor period of this problem. In other words, right now, everything is so stacked up on both sides of this issue. It only takes literally one person, one well-written email, one smart Twitter, one perfect phone conversation or other conversation, one action by one individual to tip the domino that causes the cascade that literally solved this problem. So you sitting there, your actions, you could be that person. And I will give you a free t-shirt if you happen to be that person that does that. It could be with these Republican senators. It could be with the media. It could be with getting news organizations to do a story. It could be, did I say Republican governors of all the states that are being wrecked? I think that's probably our best bet. But, you know, it could be anything. I don't know. Who knows? But you could be the John Connors. You have no idea how important you are. That's really kind of a lame Terminator 4, I think, 5 reference, but if you saw the film, you know what I'm talking about. You have no idea how important you are. So take that with you tonight and tomorrow, and let's hope these hearings go well. Be manning the battle stations, guys. We need you in the chair, in the captain's chair, fighting this battle with us tonight, tomorrow, and beyond. So heed my words. All right, guys, good luck. Prayers go out. Hopes and prayers, thoughts and prayers. Godspeed, and God bless everybody.